Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this morning's thought for the day. Well, at least I hope there's going to be a thought for the day. Had a bit of a strange one yesterday. Had to go to the hospital to have my eyes checked out after my surgery, and of course, along come the eye drops, and so you can't see anything for the rest of the day. So I thought, well, it would be an ideal opportunity to sit and think and see what the good Lord gives me. So I did that, got my cup of coffee, came and sat down and said, okay, God, what's my thought for today? Nothing. Just blank. Okay, I'll try again in a minute. And I sat there and thought, well, what could I be? What words of wisdom could I come up with? And then I got this very strange sensation. There was a bit of a giggle, and it was John Cleese and the Ministry of Funny Walks. Pardon? You heard me, was the conversation that started to go on then. Uh, yes. So I thought, John Cleese, Monty Python, Basil 40. I can't quite see where that's going to take me. Any more help? Okay, so try Baldrick and Tony Robinson. Baldrick. Well, I quite like Blackadder. That was a good giggle. Quite like that one. And then I suddenly thought he'd actually said Tony Robinson's a separate single name. When you think about it, there is the character Baldrick doing all the Baldrick things, and I've got a plan, or a cunning plan at least. But then you've got Tony Robinson, who is there out doing archaeological digs. He's taking you around the country, a completely different side of him. And you suddenly start to think, well, actually, how often do we see people as they really are? When we get into a stress situation, I think one of two things can happen. One, probably many things, but two main things can happen. And that is either we go into disguise and we hide and perhaps do some silly things, perhaps not some very clever, not some very wise things, not just silly things, but things that aren't wise or conducive to the situation we're in. And on the other hand, we come out of ourselves. We open up, and the person that's been hiding inside suddenly has this ability, this freedom to go and do some really wonderful things. And we've seen that over and over again. And I think we're going to continue to see it as we carry on through this current situation. And so, John Cleese and his Ministry of Funny Walks perhaps wasn't quite such a silly topic. And yes, we need a giggle. And I think God has got a great sense of humour. I've read some of the uh, Dennis books, and he's in there quite talks about God as a child, and he has this wonderful picture of God sliding down the banister of life and landing at the bottom on a heap of cushions. And we sometimes get so serious with what we're doing, we forget that actually we do need that level of levity in our lives. We need that to break away. So don't be like the man hanging onto the branch over the cliff shouting out, help, help, as the branch is breaking away. And the voice says, let go, I'll catch you. And he turns around and says, oh, is anybody else there? Let go. Let God catch you. Because he will. I promise you that. He does catch. So it's going back to John Cleese and his Ministry of Funny Walks. A lot of us do silly things. A lot of us hide behind masks. And a lot of us are actually released by very, very serious situations. So if God's going to release you, let him release you. If you feel you want to hide, well, okay, hide, but perhaps not through silly things. But one also brought me to mind a person that many of us who go to New Wine would know, and that was Bishop David Pitchett. He was one of the founder members of New Wine, along with John Wimber, and he made a collection of little prayers by children, and it's called out of the mouths of babes. And it was just one that actually did catch my eye while I could see, that I'd like to sort of share with you and close this morning. And it was this. A little boy was praying, "Dear God, please take care of my daddy and my mummy and my sister and brother and my doggy and me. Oh, please take care of yourself, God. If anything happens to you, we're gonna be in a big mess." The words of a child, I think, are brilliant. And I think we do need to pray more often, sit with God more often, take away those masks. We know that we're loved. Continue to be safe. And hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye for now.